Hi, Nina here with the story of the Lesbian Avengers Vancouver chapter. Well, the Seattle group didn't want to go to the bar with us after the meeting, so they headed back down to Seattle. And the 9 or 12 of us, I think there was 12, headed out down Commercial Drive to get to Hastings to grab a bus to go down to the Lotus Club. And we were walking, and suddenly we realized that one of our number was missing, a gal named Estelle. And we looked up and down the street, and we saw across the street at the gas station, Estelle was near a payphone. Confronting her were two men, young guys, and they were preventing her from using the phone and leaving in order to impress the two girls that they had sitting on the hood of their car. I guess they liked the odds of 2 against 1, and they were not prepared for 2 against 12. So as a group, we charged across the street, and suddenly we were in this face-off with these two guys. Now, I was standing at the edge of the crowd and, very emotionally invested in rescuing Estelle, but, I wanted to get to the bar. I didn't want to, get into a brawl, and, now these two guys had no way to back down. I mean, they couldn't take 12 girls out, and, they couldn't back down in front of the two girls that they had, and, so there was a lot of posturing back and forth, and I started thinking, how are we going to get out of this? This is just bizarre that two guys are, they were moving forward and moving backwards and, doing their yap bravado stuff about how they were going to take out, a bunch of dykes. And then a third guy, completely unrelated, walked by the scene, and he looked. And the two guys looked at him, and I guess they liked those odds again, 2 against 1, and they said, "What are you looking at?" And the guy who was just out for an evening stroll, suddenly, the testosterone hits him, and he actually said, "I'm looking at a couple of pussies about to get their asses kicked." And without any more provocation than that, the two guys who had been desperate to try to get away from the 12 dykes then, jumped on this guy, and the 3 of them are now rolling around on the grass fighting. Now it's time for us to be in complete shock, and it's like, what is going on here? And I'm looking at the guys fighting, and I see an SUV with a family, and the driver is staring at, what are these crazy people doing fighting? And he didn't see that the light changed, and he ended up going into the intersection and T-boning another car. So, the 3 guys jumped up, ran away, the 2 guys with their car, and zoomed off. The 12 dykes ran to the scene of the car accident to provide, first aid and assistance. And, to the limit that we were able to, and then we heard sirens and we saw the bus coming, so we actually got scared and ran. And, all because Estelle decided to use the phone without, telling the group. And it's like, we just come from a meeting about, safety and street patrolling, and, and those 2 guys had to show off for their girls, and, other people end up paying the cost who had no connection to it, and this is the problem. Prejudice with the power to do something about it. And the harm and the ripples spill out in unexpected and unintended ways.